Good morning, dear children. A warm welcome to the Garden School and our new academic year. This year, I'm coming with a difference. I'm your class teacher, and as well as I'm handling English. So, you know that English have two books. First one is a reader, and second one is a workbook. There will be a link lesson in workbook, and that is closely connected with the main lesson in the reader. Along with that, a lot of activities in the book. In the initial pages, you can see the warm-up area. Then Sachin speaks. And at the end of the book, you can see a picture of a CD. And there is a token number. And you can go online and use this token number. You can download many materials which is connected with your textbook. So utilize all these facilities and it will be easier for you. Regarding the first unit, the first unit is about the nature. We included 3 chapters connected with nature. The first one is the selfish giant. Second one is a poem, that is the daffodils. And the third one is the cherry tree. So all these stories which is closely connected with the various emotions of nature. And it will be a beautiful, wonderful experience for you. So we can experience the nature and its emotions in the first 3 lessons. Coming to the first lesson, that is the selfish giant. So this is a beautiful story and it is about the selfishness of a giant. So the children in the village coming to the garden of the selfish giant every day after their class. They're playing there, they're really happy. And in the garden, there were 12 peach trees. They are blossoming and bearing fruits every year. Kids are coming over there, climbing on the trees, playing over there, listening the music of the birds and really happy over there. Everyone inside the garden was really happy. The nature, the kids, the villagers, the birds, the trees, everyone was really happy. They are happily living over there. But what happened? One day, the giant, he came back from Cornish Ogre. Cornish Ogre is a person, a giant who belongs to Cornwall, and Ogre is a man-eating giant. When he come to the garden, to his house, he saw the children playing over there. He was really angry. He shouted in a rough voice to the kids and said, "You are not supposed to play over here. This is my garden. And my garden is my own." He's really selfish indeed. He constructed a great wall around his garden and a board was placed over there. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Who is a trespasser? Trespasser is a person who is entering in a private property without permission. And prosecution is a process of filing a case or suit against the person who is entering. The notice displayed over there, trespassers will be prosecuted. So after that, the children start playing in the street, but because of the dust and the hard stones, they stop playing over there and wandering outside the great wall. And always they are sharing that how happy they were there inside the garden. So after that, the spring came. It was a winter season. After that, the spring came. Everywhere outside the giant's garden. But inside the garden, it was winter. The winter continues. Because everyone inside the garden was sad. They were unhappy. The nature, the birds, the trees, everyone. The giant thought something happened to the nature. The only 2 persons really happy about this is the frost and the snow. They said to each other, "This year, we will continue for months." And after that, they invited the north wind. North wind come inside and destroyed many things, including the chimney pot. And after that, they invited the hail. Hail is a ball-shaped ice which is coming from the sky just like the rain. And the hail destroyed many things, including the slates of the roof of the house. And then the selfish giant said, "I cannot understand what is happening inside. The spring is not coming. Something happened to the weather. No trees are blossoming, no birds are singing, no trees are bearing fruits. And The autumn says he is too selfish. So we are not ready to come over there into his garden. But one morning, the giant heard a lovely music from his garden. It was the linnet bird. Linnet bird is a small brown bird. His voice is really sweet. Then the giant realized that the spring came. He rushed to the window, and when he looked through the window, he saw a wonderful sight. The children who crept inside the garden through a hole on the wall start playing inside. So the nature is really happy, the trees start blossoming, and the birds start singing. He was really happy. He rushed to the children and he said, "Today onwards, it's your garden. I realized my mistake. So even it is because of my selfishness, the season is not ready to change." So he also started playing with them, and they were really happy in the garden. So this is a summary of the story, and we will have an explanation in two parts, and the first part as follows. To start the lesson, we have a warm-up session. There is two situations explaining it. The first one is, you and your friend is returning after a birthday party from a mall. When you're approaching an escalator, your friend is really afraid of it. What will you do? You have two options. You can tightly hold your friend's hand and make him enter into the escalator. Or second option is, you leave your friend and go alone through the escalator. Which one you will choose? I know which one you will choose, but along with that, you mark it. Okay. And there is another situation also mentioned over there. When you're coming to the school, your mother packed a tasty lunch for you, and you saw accidentally one of your friend dropping her tiffin box. What will you do? Will you share your food with your friend, or you pretend you have not noticed the incident? Which one you will prefer? So go through it. I know, my children, what you will do, but you need to answer for it. Okay. Anyway, we are coming to the reading part of the story. The selfish giant. We all know who is a selfish person. A selfish person is highly self-centered, and he is not at all ready to share his things with others. And who is a giant? Giant is a strong, big man, but he definitely looks like a human being. Every afternoon, after the class, the kids are coming to play in the giant's garden. And the garden was really large. It's a lovely garden, and it's with soft and green grass. And along with that, there were tall peach trees in the garden, big peach trees, where the birds sat on it and singing lovely songs. And in springtime, the peach trees will blossom to pink and pearl. In the autumn season, it will bear fruits. So the children are really happy inside the garden. They are spending time over there, and the beautiful little birds singing. The children stop playing and listen to the music. So everyone, including everyone in the garden, the nature, the birds, the children, and the villagers were really happy about the garden. One day, what happened? The giant came back from his friend's house. So when he came back, he saw the children are playing over there. Then he was really angry because he's a selfish giant. So he asked in a gruff voice to the kids that, "What are you doing here?" He strongly believes that the garden is his own. And he shouted at the kids that, "My garden is my own garden. You are not supposed to play over here." The children were afraid. They ran away from the scene. And after that, the giant built a huge wall around his garden. The children were really sad. He placed a notice board outside the garden that the trespassers will be prosecuted. Who are the trespassers? The person who is entering into the garden without the permission of the giant is a trespasser. So he is saying that One who enters the garden will be prosecuted. Prosecuted means he will sue, file a case against them in the police station or the court. So everyone was really sad. And the children, they started playing in the streets, but they didn't like it because it was really dusty and the hard stone hitting their tender toes. They were really sad and wandering outside the garden looking at the big wall. And they are talking each other about the beauty of the garden inside. They said each other how happy we were there. Inside the garden, those 7 years, those long years, how happy we were. They shared each other. So after that, what happened? Then the spring came, but not in the giant's garden. Everywhere out, the spring was there, and every trees and plants start blossoming. But inside the garden, no tree blossomed, no bird singing. The nature remains the same. It was winter in season. One day, a beautiful flower put his head out of the grass. When he saw the notice board, he felt really sorry about the children and slipped back his head to the grass. So everyone inside the garden, the nature, the flowers, the plants, the trees, the birds, and even the villagers and the children, they were really sad about what happened. The only two people pleased with this condition was the snow and the frost. They said, we can remain here for this year. They planned to invite the north wind, and he came. What happened after that? He rushed here and there and destroyed many things, even the chimney pot. Chimney pot is a pipe which exhales the smoke inside the house. So the north wind destroyed the chimney pot. It fell down. And after that, they invited the hail. What is a hail? Hail is a ball-shaped ice, usually coming from the skies just like the rain. So it was a turn of the hail. He destroyed the roof slates of the house. And the north wind ran here and there in the garden as fast as he can. And he destroyed many things, and his breath was just like ice. So this is the explanation of the first part. So we are divided into two parts. The first part explanation is here. So children, read the story at least 2 times. It's a nice story, and understand it properly. You have to maintain a dictionary and write all the tough words. And if you have any doubt, we can discuss in the interactive class. This is the first part of the story, and we will continue it in the next class. Till then, goodbye.